those of you unaware, this is actually, in a couple of months, will be our 10th anniversary as the Community Foundation. And we're really excited about it as a board, and we've been working very hard to really promote the 10 years that the Community Foundation has been in existence. And this will culminate in our 10 for 10 event in November. We're going to use our Philanthropy Day as a big event called 10 for 10, where we will be giving a nonprofit in the community a $10,000 grant, so a single grant. So again, recognition of that. Let's see if I missed anything here. I guess one other thing I wanted to point out, and it's in your programs, is one of the other ways, in addition to the endowments and focusing on our Connect portion of our tagline, is our alliances, and the number of alliances continues to grow. Those of you that have been with us for a long time and seen it, you can continue to see the number of alliances. We're now at 12 alliance members of the Community Foundation, and the amount of work that these people do and the way that they touch the community is really inspiring. We have them come into our board meetings every year and talk about what they're doing and all of the impact that they have directly into the community, and we really are proud to be associated with these folks. So with that, I think that's enough about us. I'm sure I forgot something, but I wanted to really take one more opportunity to thank all of you, and then we'll get to the grants portion of it. This is our third time that we've done this. It's a chance for us to get together and to really see the impact that your money has. And also to make sure that you get a chance to see that, so that it doesn't feel like you're just donating to the board or to an entity and never see where that's going out. So with that, I'm going to call up Janet Leach, who is there you are. I'm going to call up Janet. Janet is our chair of our grants committee, and she and her committee did an outstanding job. They had a really tough job this year. To be able to make the decisions that they did. And so I'm going to turn it over to her to introduce to all of you our grant recipients. So when you're called up, just kind of operationally, when you're called up, somebody come on up from each of the recipients. We are going to ask you to talk for a minute or two about how you plan to use the money that you're being granted this evening. So just give you a chance to prep a minute or two speech here. So Janet?
Thank you, Dave. Thank you. I wanted to let you know that we had a very blockbuster grant application year this year. Typically we have 5 to 7 grant applications that we need to look through. But this year we had a banner year with 21 grant applications. And yes, it's phenomenal. And thankfully we were able to award the 6 grant recipients that are here today to receive their award. But I wanted to let you know that it was a very big challenge to try to narrow down from the 21 applicants to only 6. But it was made possible by your donations to be able to fund the needs and the great growing needs of our community. So I wanted to first take a moment to thank the grant committee. Some of them are here today. If you are in the grant committee, please stand up. Nancy Miller. We did have other grant committee members that do review the grants, and I'll read their names to you. Sherry Jacomanian, Patty Hamaguchi, Christina Gluheich, Nancy Miller, Linda Weck, and Randy Kirk. And these are all people that took time out to review the grants and make the choices for our grants this year. So I did want to continue with the grant awards. I do want to have each grantee to be able to have a chance to come up and tell you what their project would be that we are funding. And the first one I'd like to call up is the Child Advocates of Silicon Valley. Congratulations. Yes, Dorothy.
All right. Thank you. And this is an absolutely beautiful evening in a beautiful setting, and it's with tremendous gratitude that I accept this award for Child Advocates. I brought some brochures and information. I won't go into any detail about what Child Advocate is, but I'd like to introduce a person that I brought with me who's seated over the table here, and this is Linda Mitchell. Linda, maybe you'd stand up. And Linda is a real live advocate. I brought her to show you who they are. And Linda is actually one of the award winners at the volunteer luncheon 2 years ago. And Linda is an advocate who is actually going to be selecting her 5th advocate child that she's worked with. And what we are going to do with this money is that advocates try to introduce and make experiences, normal kinds of experiences for children in foster care, things that would enrich their lives and help them move forward. They might identify a summer camp or the need for a tutor, maybe some sports equipment to participate in a sports activity such as soccer that they would need to get the shoes and things that they might not have access to. And so what we will do with the money is that South County advocates working with foster children in Morgan Hill and the Gilroy area will identify a need for their foster youth. And we work with children from age 0 to 18 and then make an application, and we will try to fund that request for that advocate child so that they could have an experience this summer of whether it's might even be a musical thing that they want to do or some participation that they want to do to enhance their life, because these are children who don't have all the resources that children have in normal settings. So this is what we're going to do with our money, and it will go directly for the benefit of an advocate child in foster care, every cent of it. And thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The next grants recipient I'd like to call up today is the Community Law Enforcement Foundation. I should tell you a little bit. They are receiving money this evening for their parent education for at-risk youth. But they're going to tell you more about that. And you are James King.
Good evening. The Parent Foundation, Community Law Enforcement Foundation, has been around for a few years. This is the second year we've received this honor, this $1,000 donation. It goes towards the parent program that the police department runs here in Morgan Hill. It's the only running parent program in South County. It's to help the youth, to help the parents with the youth in the schools. They get to work with the parents in a classroom type environment. They bring them into the police department, help them coach the kids, and help the parents learn how to help their children. So it's a great program, and we are honored to accept this award tonight. I'd also like to mention that this is National Police Officers Week. So if you do run into a police officer, watch where you're going. If they pull you over, just start with thank you maybe, but this is National Police Officer Week, and I would like to recognize that. So once again, thank you very much.
We're going to get Billy right here. We're going to help you out.
Yeah, no, me too.
Our next grantee award is the Learning and Loving Education Center. Lynn Haspani. This grant award, I know, is going to their literacy program, part of their literacy program, working with immigrant women, but Lynn's going to tell you a little bit more about that.
Thank you for having us here today in this beautiful setting. I'm representing the Learning and Loving Education Center. We're here in Morgan Hill. We've been here We're going on our 18th year, and we are a center that provides immigrant women with English literacy and computer classes, as well as they can bring their children, and we have preschool while the women are attending classes. It's been a very successful program, and we continue to grow every year. We have approximately 200 women that come through our doors, and they bring their somewhat 60 to 70 young children running from months old. We have usually a few babies born each year until they get into preschool and into kindergarten. This year, the money, the generous donation that you're providing will go towards costs for printing. We have 5 different English levels, and we try to provide current information, so we're constantly printing off new documents and things for them to study in the classroom, as well as they have computer classes where they're learning Microsoft Word and email and using different things on the computer. It's a beautiful program. A lot of these women have only been to school for 2 or 3 years, so they're excited to be learning along with their children in the schools. So we appreciate your donation. Very thankful.
Thank you, Lynn. Our next grant recipient today is the Silicon Valley Education Foundation. Rosemary Kamei.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here, and thank you so much for this honor. As someone who is from Morgan Hill, I am just so thrilled. The Stepping Up to Algebra program is a program that started in Morgan Hill last year. It was very, very successful over at Britain, and we're getting many more students to become proficient. This is not a remedial class. It is a very intensive 75-week program in algebra. When you look at all of the factors that make success in college and careers, it is Algebra 2. It is the one denominator. Most of us would think, well, it's family, it's finance, it's the ability to do well in college is tied to other things, but it really is algebra. Algebra has been known to be the gateway to be able to learn critical thinking, and so we provide these classes to incoming 8th graders to be able to get sort of a preliminary work before they get into algebra. And these students are underserved students who are not proficient. They're sort of in the middle, and sometimes it's just a matter of being able to gain some confidence that math is doable, that you can work in teams. So I am tremendously delighted to have this honor here today. And I wanted to mention that I did bring some information in case you're interested in knowing more about the program. We also have volunteer opportunities. We found out that it wasn't just sufficient to have the kids get sort of this training during the summer. We have a summer program that we'd love to bring down to South County area, but we're looking for coaches, math coaches, during the school years. It'll be 2 Saturdays a month, and you can help a student be able to be better in math. So with that, thank you so much, and thank you very much for this honor.
Our next grant recipient is Community Solutions, Lisa De Silva.
Hi, good evening. Erin O'Brien, our president and CEO, is also here, but she gifted me with the opportunity to be able to speak with you for a couple minutes. We're so appreciative of the Morgan Hill Community Foundation, and we often talk about how at Community Solutions, and we've been serving the community for almost 40 years. We're about to celebrate our 40th anniversary. That we do get a lot of funding from a lot of different places, and it is always so important to us to get the local funding because it really then gives us that vote of confidence from our own community. Dorothy talked about the kids in the foster care system who oftentimes don't have access to some of the things that they need. And our families are struggling with so many issues that we don't believe, a lot of people don't believe happen in our community, whether that's domestic violence, sexual assault, child abuse, human trafficking, kids involved in the juvenile justice system. And because of what they're dealing with, they feel so different from their peers and from others because of that. And kids just want to feel like others. And so when we're able to use this grant to also provide some assistance, to let them, provide them with the opportunity to get their yearbook, to go to the prom, to help with that musical instrument, the things that they can then be like their peers. And as one of our clients said, for once I just felt like a normal kid. So we thank you for your support and for helping these kids feel that they do have the place in our community. Thank you.
And our last grant recipient today is Wildlife Education and Rehabilitation Center. Do we have a representative today? Well, we don't have anyone here from them, but I did want to let you know that they are receiving a $500 grant to assist in funding of their hands-on wildlife education classroom programs that they bring to the elementary schools. So WORK will be receiving their check. They do great work in the community as well. So with that, we again thank all of you donors tonight for making these grants possible through your donations. And as you know, the needs continue to grow, but we hope that you will continue to be donors here in our local community. Thank you so much.
With this completion, I just wanted to give you some statistics, which I always am proud to report. So after this evening's grants, we have, in our 10-year history, given out grants every year that we've been in existence, and we're really proud of being able to do that, continue to impact the community. We've done 69 grants in those 10 years to 39 different unique local nonprofits. And with added tonight, we've now granted over $50,000 directly into the community. And so thank you to all of you for being with us. We really appreciate it. A couple of additional thank yous besides that we haven't had a chance to. So a couple of people commented we are in a beautiful location. This is the second year that Rich and Daria Girafo have opened their home to us. They're not here tonight, and I promise I won't make but their children are floating around here, so we'll make each of them come up. No, I'm just kidding. But Rich and Daria are being recognized for another gift that they're doing in outside the community here, and so it's really nice of them to let us still have it here. Obviously, Rosie and Rosie's at the beach in terms of providing us the food and bubbles. So thank you, Rosie. And, wine in Morgan Hill is pretty much a given that it would be Guglielmo's, so thank you to the Guglielmo Winery. And the plants, so the decorations on the tables, to interior plant design. The Santa Clara Valley Contractors Association gave us a grant. Toby Weiss, who is our photographer here and spending the time. And Marty Cheek and M. Hatt, who continues to be a great supporter of the Community Foundation in terms of coming forward. if you ever have an hour and a half and you really want to see something, go out on YouTube and watch Last Philanthropy Day. I'll tell you, that's exciting. So, and of course, finally, the Kiwanis Club was really wonderful in terms of stepping up and volunteering to come and help us. So thank you to all of you.
Hi, Morgan Hill. I'm Pamela Meador, and I'm with the Community Foundation, and I just want to tell you about a wonderful event coming up in July 21st. It starts at our Community Foundation at 9 in the morning, and it is our Discover Morgan Hill Poker Rally and Fun Run. If you have a car, a bicycle, the Honda minivan, it doesn't have to be an antique car, you too can join us on a wonderful road rally all around South Santa Clara County. We're going to hit stops that make living in South Santa Clara County just the best place in the entire world. So come and join us. It'll only be till 1 o'clock. It's only one Saturday morning, and it really will help a good cause, the Morgan Hill Community Foundation and our $10,000 grant for our 10 for 10. We'll see you there. Thanks.